Hey YouTube, wanted to show you my finished Ibanez AEG 20E. Got this guitar for eBay. There's a part 1 on this. I got this off of eBay, got it in and discovered that the bridge was lifted really bad. The guy was willing to take it back, but for the price I got the guitar from, I decided to keep it. I'd never done a bridge repair before, and quite honestly, for the price I got it for, I thought I'd like to try a bridge repair. So once I got the bridge off, I discovered there was a lot. It was a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. The amount of damage to the wood underneath the bridge. Again, go watch the part 1 video and you'll see. The reason for these 3 screws is I ended up having to take a piece of wood like this. Now, I probably could have used a thinner piece, but the reason I used this is because the way the bracing is in this particular guitar, it runs this way, it runs this way, and then it runs this way. So there's really this whole open area here that has no support. And as thin as this top is, and the way the bridge lifted, I needed to reinforce more of this area to support all the tension of the springs. So I took this block and I cut it out to fit in here, so that the idea was I put the block up inside, glued it to the inner supports, and then was able to put these screws in to give the bridge more security with respect to the tension, because the top and the condition that it was in really wasn't going to support this bridge. A number of YouTube videos I watched suggested some different methods for getting the bridge off, one of which was the palette knife. This worked well because it's got a really sharp edge, but the problem with a palette knife is it bends. So depending on the angle you're going at, and because of the handle, it tends to wanna dig down. Another guy suggested this tool, a margin trowel, but the problem with the margin trowel, and I don't know if the camera's going to zoom in on it, it doesn't have a chiseled edge. It's a flat edge, kind of like the trowel. And I don't recommend using this at all, because that dull edge is literally going to rip potentially the top off the bridge. This is probably the best idea because you can get under here flat, but you need to take a file and chisel or sharpen the edge of this, so that as it goes under, it's cutting instead of having this blunt, dull end. So I would actually recommend this for getting the bridge off, but you need to take a file and actually file it in an upward manner. I would recommend from this side up, putting a chiseled edge on it, as to try to get on top of the bottom of the bridge. So anyway, like I said, this guitar probably should have been thrown away, but I was able to get the bridge off. I had to cut out around the bridge to get it to sit on the support block, because again, the condition of the wood underneath this bridge, the way the bridge lifted, it had just ripped the top wood to shreds. Quite honestly, looking at the thickness of the top of this, for an Ibanez, a little disappointed, to be honest with you, as far as the thickness of the body and the way this is made. But anyway, so I put these 3 screws in because they are secured underneath by that block of wood that is glued to the inner supports. A lot of luthiers, guitar repairmen may be like, oh my God, that was like the worst idea. But here's the bottom line. If I hadn't done it like this, there was no way this could have been repaired as you would normally repair this. Again, this guitar probably should have been thrown away. So maybe you guys have one that's a guitar that you're talking about throwing away. because the top where the bridge is was so bad. But again, putting a block of wood, this is kind of the idea, putting a block of wood, and again it got cut in this direction so that this whole thing is underneath the bridge, being supported by the inner braces having been glued and secured by screws. I watched another guy do one like this. That's kind of where I got the idea from. Anyway, I hope it helps you. That's the finished product. It works. It plays great. The action is actually better than it was when I got it, because I dropped the bridge down the depth of the wood top thickness. So hope this helps you out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.